Hello, my name is Ray, and this is my story. At the young age of 13, I was asked to leave Puerto Rico because I was going down the wrong path and I was getting into a lot of trouble. And came down here and I met my father that I had not known that well, and things started to get worse. And I had a very dark childhood and young adult life, and basically I hit rock bottom, and that's when I started to look for something more out of life. And that's when I realized that life isn't about us, it's about helping other people and what our story could do to influence other people. I got to a point that I was just frustrated. I knew that there was more to life and I knew I wanted to do better, but even though I tried to do better, I kept on doing wrong. And that struggle continued for several years until I finally surrendered to a higher power and I started to develop a relationship with God. So at that point, at my darkest time, it wasn't that everything clicked and everything was together, but at least that was a process where it started and things started to change. And I started to work on myself to become a better person, to do right, to be honest, and it was a long process. It took about 3 years until I started to get out of the downward spiral that my life was heading to. And as soon as I started to feel better, I started to realize that I had a story, I had a testimony, and my testimony would help other people that are in dark times. And it was an inspiration because, quite honestly, the places and the things that had happened to me, I shouldn't even be here. And that's when I started realizing that I had to get out there and talk to people and help other people that can't help themselves, and they felt that life was not worth living anymore. I was active in the church community, and little by little I started to get more involved. I started to get to know people. Then they started asking for volunteers to start helping in the community, and that's when I realized that there's a lot of work to do, because I remember me feeling the same thing. I always had a preconception that church was something that you would just donate your money to. So we created an organization called City Care Outreach, which is a part of the church, but it's not the church. And they have different ministries within the church that help different people. I took it. I didn't have to socialize. I wasn't very social back then, so I started with security. Little by little, I started to get to know everybody. My responsibility started to increase, and then little by little, I started to get involved with the outreaches. We started with a vision of a homeless outreach about 4 or 5 years ago. We just wanted to go out and feed 40 to 50 people, and that vision has been supported by the church and people from outside of the church, and it's just grown monumentally. Now it's not isolated to the church. Just this last Saturday, we were able to feed 250 homeless people. We gave out 200 hygiene packages. We were able to get 4 people to surrender their life to Jesus and to start coming to church, and we got 2 guys registered to a drug treatment program. And you see them today, you would never know. And they got their family back, they got their jobs back. It's quite inspiring to see people have a fresh start at life. So we have different organizations. I could keep on going, but basically it's just going out and reaching out to the community and let them know that they're not alone, and that there is fellowship and there is people that they could do life with, because life is not meant to be done alone. If we were to sit down and say, do we have time to give back, or do we have money to donate? I don't think there's ever a time that somebody will say, you know what, I have extra time to do this, and let me just go kill some time, or you know what, I have so much money, let me just go ahead and give it away. I don't think anybody gets to that point. I think it comes to a point in your life that you need to realize that life isn't only about you, and what's your legacy gonna leave when you're gone? How many lives have you touched? Who have you helped? And it's very easy to get caught into the normal day-to-day routine and just worry about me, and pay the next bill and put the kids to sleep and keep on with the monotony of life. But I feel that it's satisfying, and once we make a priority in our life to put that first, there's nothing more rewarding than that.